Hello people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news stream for the 14th of May 2022. It's nice to see you all again. Sorry I missed last week. I was at a certain young Frantic's wedding in Scotland, and so I've now returned, and I can confirm that dotChuckles is just fine, because I have seen him in person. He is recovering. Sadly, he's unable to join us tonight because he has other things to attend to, but he is on the mend. So thank you very much for all your well wishes. Welcome to the stream, Tog. Darn clouds and moving targets. Yeah, like since the cloud update in DCS, it's become very, very apparent how much of an impact cloud cover has in the real world, even in this modern digital battlefield. Unless you're using JDAMs and JSOs and things like that, you need to care about this stuff. Storm, welcome to the stream. Matt Jones, welcome. Channel Right, welcome, welcome. Simultaneously watching me and some foosball. Splendid. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that most recent tutorial in the F-18C. That was the E model Maverick. That's the two types of Maverick that the Hornet can carry, the E and the F being the laser and the infrared versions. Next week, we're going to take a little look at the Harpoon, that classic anti-shipping cruise missile. Let's see if we can figure out how that works. It's fairly straightforward, but it has a bunch of different modes it can operate in, and you can tweak some of the settings for the missile. So it's pretty damn cool. So yeah. Hope you all enjoyed that one. It will continue next week as always. So without any further ado, let's jump on into the news. ONJC asks, what's your PC specs and how high graphics do you run DCS? Good question. How high are my specs? Not particularly. My PC is not new. I know it's an i7. I think it's like a third generation i7, so it's pretty old at this stage. 16 gigs of RAM. It's a NVIDIA Titan X Pascal graphics card that I have, and I have a Samsung SSD. I recall it being like a 900 series. So yeah, can't remember. I used to actually work in a computer shop, so I used to build custom gaming rigs, and these days I couldn't tell you what anything is. I'm an old man now. I need to very, very carefully study the manuals before I try to do anything. Jan, evening, sir. And Tog, and a great game to boot, newer than my PC. I think I built this PC in 2016. I don't think it's had that much in the way of upgrades since then. I've swapped out the occasional component, but this is basically a 2016 computer, and still managing to push out the frames. And keep in mind that I actually normally fly in VR. And it's still doing the job even for VR. Although I have moved to using OpenXR instead of Steam VR. RTB models, welcome, welcome. So yes, like I said, let's move on to the DCS news. We skipped last week, so I will hit last week's newsletter first. So this is, 6th of May, 2022. We inform you again that the current DCS 2.7.12, we just found, can anyone see the first mistake that I made in today's video? I said 2.7.11, but we're now on .12. So apologies for my inaccuracy, disgusting. Anyway, it includes 2 new campaigns that offer fun and engaging missions for the F-14 and A-10C. We're delighted to update you on the status of the pilot models coming to the AH-64D for the cockpit first-person view. We understand this is highly requested and an important part of the whole immersion. Check out the development screenshots, which we will in a moment. Development also continues on the True Grit Heat Blur DCS Eurofighter. This I'm very excited about. One of the most complex and cutting-edge elements of this module will be the weapon systems. Please see the details. Shiny thing goes into spotty thing, says Frantic Stone. Hey, Frantic. Hello. I saw him in person not that long ago. It was humbling and horrifying. New campaigns for the F-14. If you've not already taken the opportunity to download the DCS A10C Agile Spear campaign by Combat King, you're missing out on a great way to expand your DCS A10C to tank killer enjoyment. Another quality campaign, if you own the Tomcat, is the DCS F-14B Operation Sandworm by Sandman Sims. This campaign utilises the Persian Gulf map and Supercarrier for a story-based F-14B Tomcat campaign that is gripping and highly detailed. A lot of single-player campaigns coming out these days. Pretty cool. Cool to see that. But, of course, for a lot of people, this is how they enjoy the sim. Loading up single-player missions and single-player campaigns is the way. I myself am very much a proponent of the multiplayer experience, but Eagle tell us that's the minority. Moving on, AH-64D pilot and CP/G. The screenshots, you can see the pilot and co-pilot gunner models for the first-person perspective. We've completed both multicam and USP camouflages, and we're currently working on gesture animations and fitting the models into the cockpit. Are they a bit, after Christmas, so they're needing a bit of a diet there. Apache cockpit is a bit snug. The basic movements for the pilot and operator are complete, but there are still more advanced gestures like transfer of control, idles, working with MPD, etc. left to do. Please check out the development screenshots. Okay, well, they've told us twice now to look at these screenshots, so maybe we should. Let's jump on in here. Very nice looking glove. And oh yeah, there you go. That's both camouflage patterns there. Look at that ACU. I think they called it USP, didn't they? What was it they said again? Multicam and USP. Apparently, is what these are called. And that's from above. I like this sticker on the helmet. Fun meter, it says. And he's got his NVGs there. I wonder, actually, can you mount the NVGs and the sight at the same time? The helmet sight. And then, well, this is for later. We'll see this in just a moment. Eurofighter development report. Oof, I wish we had... I was looking around in the screenshots and I wished we had this picture of the cockpit, but we don't. They've only given us this one. Unless it's in a different section. I wonder. Oof, okay. The search doesn't seem to work very well on this page. Anyway, that's fine. We'll just need to gaze at this very small version. But looking very pretty, I think. Nice looking stick. Very unique stick in the Eurofighter. Actually, the cockpit in general is fairly unique. Considerable development time has been spent on reverse engineering and understanding the performance of the aircraft systems. Stay tuned for details. And then we have this beautiful image of the Iris-T. The Heat Blur team continues to use CFD. Now, I forget exactly what this is, but it's like a way of computing how something will flow through the air, or how the air will flow over it, more importantly. As an integral tool to verify and validate flight models and flight control laws. This is a key part of ensuring the DCS Eurofighter meets the high bar of realism required for an authentic flying and combat experience. And a very high bar that Heat Blur themselves have set. People buying a Heat Blur module, having seen the Viking and the F-14, will have high expectations here. You see, I click that link and it doesn't give me it. I want to see the cockpit. Show me the cockpit. It's super cool. Has the Eurofighter got a release date yet? I do not think it has. No, I've not heard one. I'd be surprised if we're seeing anything this year from it. Because this is going to be redonkulously complex. Even though they're starting out by simulating the earlier tranches of the aircraft, the ones that are kind of basically just air-to-air capable, even for that, there's so much tech that goes into the Eurofighter, not least of which is the voice command interface and things like that. Like, this aircraft was absolutely revolutionary when it came out. A little bit less so now, but still a pretty advanced aircraft. Computational fluid dynamics. Thank you very much, Storm Kambari, doing that wiki stuff. I heard that the tornado will be cometh. Who told you that? Wasn't it me? So that's last week's news. If we jump to this week, 13th of May, this is yesterday's newsletter. We're pleased to bring to you the Spring 2022 flash sale that will run until the 22nd of May at 1500 GMT. We're also participating in the Steam flash sale, which will last until the 16th of May, which is in 2 days. We're progressing well on George and Petrovich, I can't even say that, AI target identification logic. This system will be flexible and will allow mission designers to determine AI crew-friendly targets versus hostile. We're also keen to share the next steps of integration for the updated S3B Viking AI-only model. This will be really nice for us Harrier boys. The semi-monocoque design is truly impressive, and it will be a fantastic improvement to DCS carrier operations. Oh yeah. Wasn't on DCS News Frantic, Tornado is a myth. So yeah, Spring 2022 flash sale. It's with great pleasure that we bring you this exciting 2022 Spring flash sale. Take advantage of great savings across most of our module range. Some of your favourite modules are available with 30% discounts, including the A10, the F-16, the F-18. There's also a hefty 25% discount on the F-14. Check the shop now. Then a bit more information on friend or foe. The friendly versus hostile unit identification system includes realistic limitations that real operators must contend with before pulling the trigger. This system will be applied to both the George AI for DCS AH-64D and Petrovich AI for DCS Mi-24P Hind. This system will include customizable identification modes that mission creators can use. For the most simple mode, the AI will instantly know if the target is friendly or hostile. In the most sophisticated mode, identification will depend on distance, lighting, angular size, aspect, and the presence of the vehicles in a coalition. The system will also have default settings that are tuned according to the mission's F10 map and label settings. Frantic. I know it ain't much DCS, but Arma are set to announce their new game on the Infusion engine. I'm excited to see if their flight model would be good. They've done some decent stuff with helicopter flight models in the past, I would say. Their fixed-wing aviation, not so great, really at a very similar level as something like War Thunder, I would say. RTP models, a bloke told me. Was that bloke Frantic? And realistic AI Frantic. Will they act like real Russians or just Arma AI? Owen JC at Frantic Stone. We do need some more British aircraft in the game. The Phantom I'm rather excited for. I'm not putting money into any aircraft that isn't in the RAF. Well, Owen, you should fly a Harrier. Channel right. I wonder if the new South Atlantic map will be released next week. That's gotta be dropping any moment now, for reasons that will become apparent when I start playing the last 2 weeks worth of videos from Matt Wagner. Anyway, moving on to the S3B Viking. Work continues on the production of the new S3B Viking AI-only model. Textures are now underway, and we have completed the main joints, rivets, technical inscriptions, and identification markings. Check out the development screenshots. Well, they told me to, so I will. There we go. Looking very nice. You know, if you can at all recall what the Viking looked like previously, you know, that was a model I think from like Flanker 2.5 days. I don't know, maybe I'm making it up, but it feels like it's a really, really old low poly model. This is just such a step up. I'm really looking forward to having this in the game. Be a bit of fun for us Harrier boys to refuel off of this bad boy. Danger, hot air exhaust. Splendid. And then we'll finish up with a beautiful shot of the F4. So that is this week's newsletter. Owen has the AV8B. Splendid, sir. Splendid. Tog, DCS Ocean is a map I could support. Yeah, it's probably got a lot of water, but you know, we can fill that with ships and all manner of other stuff, I'm sure. So on to the first of the videos that have been posted by our man Matt Wagner. We have this thing that I've never heard of. I wonder if chat can help me out here. This is for the F-16 and it's called the cruise page. I'm really not familiar with this. Can anybody tell me what the cruise page is and what it's used for? Chris Tricky Deacon, seen multiplayer server running South Atlantic the other day. We've been seeing those for quite some time now. And of course, yes, let's look at the background of this video with great interest, because this is indeed the South Atlantic map. And for some reason it's changed definition. There we go. So yeah, this is a video all about the cruise page. They seem to have implemented all the submodes of the cruise page, which is very, very exciting in my opinion. You know, people who are regulars to the DCS news might be aware of my particular love for the cruise page. Channel right, Arma is great but pointless for fixed-wing aircraft as the maps are too small. Yeah, the maps are small, although I gotta say, for something that's focused on ground combat, they're kind of huge. They're just not the kind of size that we're used to when it comes to flight sim stuff. I just noticed there's like a little black thing in the corner of this video. Am I seeing things? Yeah, there's a little tiny little few black pixels in the top left of this cruise video. I wonder if that's something that they use in the debug build of DCS. Interesting. Is there a tornado coming? Not that I'm aware of, Yogi. Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. Not that I'm aware of. Tog, walking a 20km by 20km map from the ground takes a while. Yeah. So anyway, this video here from Matt Wagner from I think actually more than a week ago now demonstrates all the different submodes of the cruise page. I'm super happy that this is in because I've said this so many times and people probably think that I'm insane or something, but the cruise page to my mind is absolutely critical for properly flying the aircraft. Like, how else are you going to know, like, what's my loiter time? Can I make that waypoint? Do I have the endurance I need? What's the best altitude? What's the best speed? Like, without the cruise page, you just don't know any of this stuff. You have to just guess. So to my mind, the aircraft was very badly hampered until this is included. It's not in the game yet, but this is going to be coming in the next patch, so I'm super psyched to see this. Frantic Stone, well, in the Infusion engine, something they said, open world, whole world, may be a good option. They announce in a few days, so hopefully I can fight in my homeland. I think that's highly unlikely. There's a tornado. I'm the one main supporter, band marching towards glory. Yogi, did you see the 50% sale video? Actually, no, I've not watched that yet. Let's pop that on to the end. We'll watch that together. Is this where I tell people to stop fighting in my backyard? Chris, Deacon, wait to see the sale video. Okay, everyone's hinting heavily here. Yes, correct, Yogi. F-15E coming this year, according to Razbam. Although I would assume that's in, excuse me, in an early access state. So anyway, I would recommend watching this video from our man Matt Wagner, detailing the different submodes of the cruise page. He had another F-16 update video, also filmed on the South Atlantic map, and we're now seeing the expand modes for the HAD and HSD page. And these are not like super big, super complex, super exciting features, but again, it's fleshing out the avionics, it's giving you the functionality that the real aircraft has, and it's going to make life easier when you're trying to separate out very close together waypoints and mark points and other bits of information. So really happy to see this one as well. And he demonstrates it really nicely in this video, and also shows off a chunk of the South Atlantic map, looking very, very pretty indeed. Yogi, there is a tornado in the sale video. Keep in mind that the tornado is already present in the game as an AI asset. So its presence in a video doesn't mean that we're getting a tornado. But I've actually not seen this video yet, so I'll watch it with you guys after all of this. So anyway, here we go. He demonstrates both the expand and the zoom modes that the HSD has. So with the expand mode, you're able to focus on a particular part of the HSD's display and zoom it in. And the zoom mode just focuses you down on a very, very small area directly surrounding your aircraft. Falklands map looks awesome. Yes, it does. It really does. I think this will be a day one for me. Especially because I fly the Harrier. I wonder, why would a Harrier boy want to fly around on the Falklands? Who could say? I'm just going to very quickly watch him demonstrate this again. Yeah, expand. And you've got these multiple expand modes as well. So that's expand 1, and he can bump it in even further to expand 2. These are a bunch of mark points that he placed quite close together immediately after a waypoint. So that's really cool to see. Tog, not to go back to the Arma thing, but there was talk that modding might not be a thing in their new game. That's just a rumor, though. I would be incredibly surprised if they cut people out from modding, because Arma has been just so well supported with mods since forever. You go right back to the Operation Flashpoint days. Arma is not Arma without mods, I would say. So that has to be fear, uncertainty, and doubt right there, I would expect. But who knows? I guess we'll find out. Frantic, nah, it's a summoning of something real tornado for the sun. That must go on my fan mail. I would doubt that Tog. It's all exactly. There you go. There's Frantic saying exactly what I said. Yeah, modding is what keeps Arma alive. So I can't imagine they're going to cut that out. Yogi, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Oh, thank you very much, Yogi. That's very kind of you, sir. Channel Right, I was messing around with an AI B-52 last night. I'm sure they said this non-player model was going to be updated. Almost certainly it is, but it perhaps just hasn't been updated yet. Next, from our man Matt Wagner, we have new features coming to the Apache. This is Ripple Mode for the Hellfire. This is the ability to have 2 laser codes set for the laser Hellfires, and to have each missile flip-flop. So the first missile you fire uses your primary code, second missile you fire uses the secondary code, and then back to the primary, secondary, primary, secondary. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And this is, of course, useful if you have off-board designation. So you could have, you could either self-designate on one of them and have an off-board designation for each second missile, or you could have all the missiles designated by other actors, and just basically flip-flop between firing missiles for each of those actors. It would require quite a bit of coordination over the radio, but a cool and real used feature for sure. So very, very interesting. Yogi, when will you be doing the harpoon for the F-18 video? Funny you should ask that, Yogi. I'm doing that next week. That will be next Saturday's tutorial video for the F-18. I'll demonstrate the harpoon anti-shipping missile. So coming very soon. Yogi also asks, when do you think we will see the F4 Phantom released? I don't know, but Heatblur have said this year, which I'm rather surprised at. But yeah, they've said this year. They've said this year. Anyway, Matt Wagner goes on to demonstrate this Ripple mode. It's actually called, it is called Ripple actually under modes. So he goes on to demonstrate how this works. And he's actually demonstrating it by changing the code that his laser designator is using between each shot. So he's showing how you can do it when you're self-designating. Of course, when you're self-designating, you wouldn't do this because there's no point. You're only ever going to do this if at least one off-board sensor is involved, or more. Tog, I agree, modding does keep it alive, but let's be honest, bigger companies have done dumb things like that before. Either way, they will have a hard time usurping DCS in the air environment. Yeah. The thing is, Arma doesn't simulate systems to the degree that something like DCS does. You've got, a perfectly serviceable simulation of things like tanks and so on, but when you're inside the tank, you're not really interacting with the real systems of the tank. They're somewhat abstracted. So you've got buttons to do things like fire the laser rangefinder and all that sort of jazz, but you're not really managing the real systems of a real tank. And I don't think they're ever really aiming for that level of fidelity. Frantic, if their infusion engine is anything like their commercial engine, I think it could be good. Totally agree. I think the Arma series has been absolutely fantastic. Like, it has absolutely done for infantry combat what DCS has done for aviation, I would say. Fantastic game. So that's Hellfire Ripple mode. And then moving on, we have another new feature for the AH-64D coming soon, and that's hover and velocity, what did he call it again? Attitude hold modes. So yes, we've got the two main attitude hold modes for the Apache. These are pretty basic in what they do. One of them, well, as the name implies, hovers the helicopter in place. And then the attitude one is kind of cool because it's set to maintain speed. And so you can actually put the aircraft into kind of forward motion, hit the hold mode, and then you can just use the collective to decide at what speed you want to climb or descend while maintaining that direction of travel and that speed, which is pretty cool. Makes the job of the pilot nice and simple, I would say. Tog, then again, take on helicopters proved me wrong about what the engine could do. Yeah, and actually they ended up folding that helicopter flight model into normal Arma, sorry. So the helicopters that you fly in Arma have that high fidelity flight model, which is nice. Channel right, Arma SAMs don't shoot down missiles. That's a shame. Surely somebody could mod them too. You can mod anything in Arma. Channel right needs to be modeled in vanilla. Okay, I see. So anyway, our man Wagner here demonstrates how all of this works. I found the velocity hold particularly interesting. You know, he takes off here and accelerates forwards to get the helicopter up to speed. You'll see him do it in just a minute. Gets it up to round about 30 knots. And then he cancels out his trim, and he engages the hold mode. When he engages the hold mode, you see a box appear. There you go, there's the box. And actually it says attitude hold there on the, whatever this thing is called again, I forget. So he's now in velocity hold mode. And the helicopter is just quite happily doing its thing, and he's going to pull on the collective now, and it's going to enter a gentle climb, while maintaining heading and velocity, and he can do the same thing in a descent, which is really rather cool. Yogi, Falkland map will take 80 gigs of space? Wow. I did not know that. I'm not entirely surprised. I better check how much free disk space I've got, because I really want it when it comes out. Not entirely surprised, but that's kind of massive. That is kind of massive. Maybe they need to learn how to compress their assets a little bit better. And then, before I show the sale video, one last video. This was actually posted quite a while back, a few weeks back, on the Razbam Discord. Lots of noise. Let me get rid of the noise. This was posted on the Razbam Discord a good few weeks back, but they don't post their stuff like on the forums or anywhere else, which I think is a bit crap. This is the F-15E Strike Eagle that will be coming out this year, and this is them firing off 2 AMRAAMs using the air-to-air mode that the aircraft has. Keep in mind the F-15E is still fully capable in air-to-air, and it can carry a fairly ridiculous number of AMRAAMs. I forget how many now. Something like 10 or something. Something completely insane that you would never do in real life, because 10 AMRAAMs is worth almost as much as the aircraft is. But anyway, that's one shot. One missile away, and another missile away. Channel right, that's a concern. Tog, Falklands is a big place, to be honest. 80 gigs isn't that big in the grand scheme of things. Imagine how big a full European map would be. So, he's fired off 2 AIM-120Bs here against 2 enemy aircraft, a JF-17 and an SU-27, was it? I think that's what the map said. And of course, he's going to successfully shoot down both because they're not maneuvering or trying to defeat the missiles at all. Yeah, looking nice. Nice to see that they've got the air-to-air modes of the radar modelled already. So they must have been putting a fair amount of work into this aircraft. A decent chunk of the avionics must be present at this stage. And a JF-17 shot down as well. Very nice, very nice. And actually looks rather familiar to me from my Strike Eagle days, my Jane's F-15E Strike Eagle days. So, a video posted in the Razbam Discord appears to show off a work in progress Razbam DCS F-15E Strike Eagle. In the video, the view is fixed on the radar display, showing off the pilot selecting a pair of targets before firing off a pair of AIM-120 missiles at a couple of flankers. It's not a couple of flankers, it's one flanker and a JF-17. The video comes to us from a YouTube channel called Fa, and this is the only video on the channel. It's an unusual source for a Razbam F-15 video, but here we are. The authenticity cannot be confirmed. Actually, I can confirm the authenticity because it was... I forget his name now, but it was one of the developers. It was one of the Razbam developers who actually posted this. So I wonder if it's perhaps his personal channel that this comes from. I don't know who Fa is. They're not called Zamboni drivers for nothing. Very good. Cool. So yes, that was the most recent update we have for the F-15E, and then everybody's talking about the sale. Let's have a little look here. Here we go. Here's the sale that everyone's talking about. Let's play this video. They always have really nice videos for the sales. This just confirms the information I gave before. Wow. All the World War II stuff that we don't care about. MiG-21, very nice to see. F-14 doing its thing. That was a Harrier cockpit, I think. I'm not sure. Wow. Yeah. Wish I could play the music, but I'll immediately get copyright struck. so I can't. That's a Tornado. That's an F5. That's an 18. Yeah. So yeah, there are tornadoes present in this video, but you know, there's been no announcement. And the thing is, the Tornado has been in the game since is this Tornado here? Actually, really hard to say. Is that a Tornado? It looks like a Tornado. It looks like a Tornado. Getting shot down. But it's definitely a Tornado later on as well. Was it about here? There we go. That is very clearly a Tornado. Yeah, so there you go. Yes, Tornado is present in the video, but Tornado has been in the game since forever. So I don't think that means anything. Channel Right, really DCS will be almost perfect with dynamic weather, improved airfield ATC, and upgraded AI. Not too much to ask for. Yogi, every aircraft in the same video you can purchase besides the Tornado. Is that true? Is that definitely true? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But seeing as how there hasn't been an announcement, what do we think that means? I don't think anyone's working in the Tornado. Nobody has mentioned it. So I don't think this means anything, guys. I don't think this means anything. Playable Tornado though. Yeah, hey, I would be the first person to rejoice here. I would love to see a playable Tornado. But I don't really see that this is evidence of that. You know, you would expect an announcement if someone was going to make such an interesting module, and we know that in the past the intellectual property holder has said no to requests to make a simulation module. Frantic Stone, why show something and not do it? They've done sneakies and sales videos before. Hey, you know, like I said, I would love for this to be the case, but my personal opinion, based on very little, you know, like there's nothing to go on here. There's no evidence that it is coming, and there's no evidence that it isn't coming. So, like, this is just my personal opinion. I don't think it's coming. I think it's just a coincidence that they are showing off the Tornado. Chris Deacon, it does. Stormkin Barry, Frantic's optimism is palpable. Frantic, this means more to me than getting my... Oh, you didn't go there. You didn't go there. I'm going to screenshot this chat and I'm going to send it to your significant other, and she will be most upset. Tonka mod it is then. Frantic Stone, that's how we found out about Apache, remember? No, that's not how we found out about the Apache. We found out about the Apache because they put it into their year-end sneak peek video. We found out about it exactly the same way that we did about the F-16. The F-16 was in the... I want to say 2020, maybe 2019, I can't remember. It was in the end of year video, and then the Apache was in the one 2021. Oh, I can't even. Time is meaningless these days. COVID has ruined our perception of time. Anyway, that's how the previous ones were announced. Schrodinger's Tornado. Yogi, what aircraft do you think will be coming to DCS over the next 2 years? Well, we've got confirmation of the F4 Phantom. We've got confirmation of the other F4. What is the other F4 again? It was the guys who used to be called Leatherneck. Is it the Corsair? Is that the one they were working on? I, for the life of me, cannot remember. Are they called Magnitude 3 now? I've never really known what they're called. Anyway, so yeah, there are two F4s of slightly different vintage. We're also getting an F-15E Strike Eagle. Beyond that, I don't really remember. Tog, time and space intertwined. If time is... okay, yeah. Chris Deacon, there is a post apparently from 9line saying the tornado was AI. Yeah, that's exactly what I would expect. It's present in the game already as an AI. Frantic Stone, I can answer that. Yogi, tornado? Just you stop it now. This is the news stream. We're supposed to tell people the truth, not nonsense. Tog, maybe it was put in to claim better AI. That's possible. So far, the new AI demonstrations they've done have all been with the MiG-29, so it'd be interesting, yeah, for them to do something like that. F4U from Magnitude, thank you very much, Aronov. That's the other one. I believe the F4U is coming soon as well. So F4U and the F4 Phantom and the F-15E Strike Eagle. I would also expect the Kiowa Warrior at some point, but we haven't had an update on their timeline. And India Foxed Echo with their MB339, I want to say. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Apache MB339. And there was also the BO-109 helicopter that was supposed to come out at some point. So these are kind of maybes. The ones that have been absolutely confirmed and we know are coming are F4U, F4 Phantom, F-15E Strike Eagle. And maybe within the next 2 years we'd see an early access of the Eurofighter, but that's probably pushing it a little bit. I think the Eurofighter will still have a lot of work. Oh, no, Frantic. No. Don't go down that route. Don't go down that route. Cool. So yeah, that's basically all the news that we have from the last 2 weeks. I'm going to continue to monitor chat. If anybody has questions, shout-outs, things they want to say to me, I'm right here. I'm listening. Hopefully it's nice things, but if it's bad things, I'll still listen. Yeah, go ahead. And yeah, like I announced earlier in the stream, next week I'm going to be demonstrating the Harpoon missile in the F-18C Hornet, which will be very, very exciting. Mirage F1, Aronov, how could I have forgotten that? The Mirage F1 is also coming. Oof, I actually really want to fly that one as well. I'm disappointed in myself that I even forgot about that. Tier 0, F4, G is only one letter more than F. Add an R and you have a GR4. Coincidence? Don't think so. Yeah, the planets have aligned on that one. Channel right, looks like an F-15 QND Eurofighter 2 be next year. Gross integrity, Frantic. Yogi, it was the 2018 Christmas video for the F-16. Thank you very much. Chat are super good at fact checking. Thank you very much. I don't doubt that that's true. And then I guess that would make the Apache one the 2020 or 2021 video. Tog, any word on that Kiowa? No updates on the Kiowa at present. The last update that we had was that they were back to normal development progress. So fairly hopeful that they're making progress basically. Channel right, good show. Hope Chuckles as well. Thank you. Yes, I've seen Chuck. He's doing much better. He's on the mend. So thanks everybody for your kind words of support. And I suspect we will see him again very soon. Frantic Stone, Tier, welcome to the Tornado Appreciation stream. I'm going to get those t-shirts made, Frantic. I'm going to get those t-shirts made and then you'll be sorry. And I'm sure you'll buy one. Or maybe you'll get your own made that say something else. Fake news. No. Fake news. This is not the fake DCS news. This is real DCS news. To the best of my ability. Which is not that great. But I'm trying. It's not a tornado. DCS news stream, it's not a tornado. Cool. So what I'll do, I'll start my usual bits that I have at the end of the stream. I will give a shout out to the Virtual Air Force. Myself and Chuck are the founder members of the Virtual Air Force, who are an online squadron focusing on a kind of opt-in milsim style concept. It's possible to join the VAF as a freelancer and do as you wish, fly whatever aircraft you like, attend training or not. Pretty much do as you like. Or you can join a numbered squadron, we have a few of them now, where you will have mandatory basic training along with the ability to do additional qualifications, and you'll fly kind of a set airframe on our training and mission nights. We've got training on Tuesdays at 8 PM UK time, and we have mission nights on Thursdays, also at 8 PM, and then we often have stuff going on other days in between as well. Actually, a lot of stuff going on. Also, Storm has posted the Discord link for the VAF. Please join, even if you just want to hang out. It's a great place to chat about aviation, exchange recipes, or if you want to fly with us, that'd be absolutely brilliant. Always happy to see some more people. Need a quick drink. Throat's getting dry. Normally, I've got dotChuckles to help me. When it's just me, I've got to do all the talking myself. So yeah, please click that link, join the VAF Discord, join the VAF. We have squadrons for the F-16, the F-18, the F-14, the A-10, the Harrier, I'm the lead for the Harrier, and the Apache. So please, if you fly, especially if you fly any of those airframes, please join us. And we're starting new squadrons for additional airframe types all the time. How's dotChuckles? dotChuckles is doing much better, Yogi. Thanks for asking. He's feeling much better. I saw him quite recently. And we'll be seeing him on the stream soon. My best wishes on his recovery. Thank you very much, Yogi. He really appreciates everybody's well wishes and kind comments. Tog, yeah, he's on the mend. So yes, as I said, please join the VAF. And then I'm Deepak. I run this channel. Every Saturday I do a premiere for a new tutorial video. I'm currently doing the series on the FA-18C Hornet. Next week will be the Harpoon missile tutorial. And that's always followed by the DCS news immediately after, which just happens to be this thing, what you are watching right now. Yeah, and that's basically it as far as the DCS news goes for this week. I'll be back next week. I did miss last week, and I missed a couple of times before, but should be back with some more regularity now. So, yeah. What happened? Asks Tech Gaming. dotChuckles was unwell, but he's now feeling much better. Frantic has been frantic. Like, follow, subscribe. See you next week. That's pretty much all I've got left to say. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you very much for your support. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and the channel. And yeah, I guess I will see you all next time. Fly safe.